Well, that happened. I had sort of intended for this episode to be like about the importance of elemental mastery and how Animo Traveler really utilizes it well and does a lot of damage with swirls. Uh I think I'm gonna have to reconsider though. How far can you get using only the Traveler? Can you defeat Storm Terror? Best of Fatui Harbinger? Fell the rancorous Ajdaha? Or even conquer eternity? In this series, we're going to push the Wanderer of Legend to her limits. We are going to make the most out of every single talent, every single weapon, and we are going to seek the truth of these lands with nothing by our side but our blade and our emergency food. This is Genshin Impact, Traveler Only. Hi, hello again. Welcome to Genshin Impact Traveler Only, Episode 2. A bit of a foreword before we get into it. This is, as I mentioned in the last episode, me trying out live commentary. And as such, I didn't do the due diligence of testing out the mic properly ahead of time. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. Sometimes you can just hear my computer's fan in the background, though. Hopefully, it won't be too noticeable, but there's your forewarning. I hope you enjoy the episode. So we went ahead and leveled up the Jade Cutter, and I'm currently in the middle of hunting for more mistgrass pollen. I figured, since there are other series on YouTube that focus on breaking the game and, circumventing a lot of restrictions with the Traveler, that I would try and focus my individual episodes more on how you can make specific aspects of the Traveler powerful. So like I said in the opening, I was gonna try and make this episode more about elemental mastery with Animo Traveler and just how crazy swirls can get. But we kind of got a Jade Cutter, which, that changes things. That changes things. We're gonna keep hunting down mistgrass pollen here, though. So I guess the question is, what happens next? Now, as you can see, I'm in Guyunstone Forest right now, actually. Way south in Liyue. I've been doing a lot of things off camera. Kind of just trying to get myself in a situation, or a position, rather, where I can talk about things more openly, I guess. Can give more specific examples, like here's why this is working, this is why this doesn't work. So I've been going ahead and unlocking a bunch of stuff off camera because I don't think that anyone actually wants to see me go through and complete all the individual character quests. Everyone's done Xiangling's character quest. Nobody wants to see it, you know? I use the Traveler only to get through that domain. There are people on YouTube who show you how to do it. I figured it would probably not be fair of me to try and break into that niche. The point of this series is... Where did you go? The point of this series is to make the strongest Traveler I can make, rather than to show you guys all the holes the game has in it. While that is fun, it's also not my thing. So, like I said, I went ahead and I did the character domains for Xiangling, Kaya, Amber, and Lisa. They're all pretty straightforward except for Xiangling and Lisa's domain. But all that amounted to really was using Starfell Sword to parkour out of bounds. And you saw a lot of that in the first episode. So, like I said, for the third time now, this video is supposed to be about elemental mastery and how important it is. Seeing how high we can get swirls to dish out damage. But I think instead, I'm gonna have to talk about crit value and how it affects low-level characters. Because we got a Jade Cutter, which is a very early and very powerful crit damage weapon, crit rate weapon, rather. You can already see I'm hitting like 400 instances of damage on my burst there. And that is all thanks to crits with the Jade Cutter. Because of the fact that crit rate and crit damage scale with levels of attack very well, typically it's not super worth it to go for crit rate early on, rather than just boosting your attack. That's because, like I said, it scales off of each other, one hand in another, so to speak. If one is high, the other has to be high, or else they don't benefit off of each other. So, typically, going for crit early is not going to be helpful, but we did kind of get a Primordial Jade Cutter. I wish. So, as a part of the discussion on EM, I went and I didn't record it. I grabbed, like, every crystal chunk I could. Didn't take all of them, but I got all the ones in Mondstadt and went down to Liyue to grab some more so that we could make an iron sting with the sword billet from the souvenir shop. And we went ahead and did that, and I was gonna drop it all cool, like, how can we increase our EM? Boom! Iron sting! But again, Gotcha, like, kinda just threw my plans in the ocean. By the way, in case you don't realize how crazy that luck was, I was talking to a friend and I was like, yeah, these last 5 rolls on Path of Gleaming Jade are like the last chance I actually have to get a 5-star on this banner. Because there's 7 days left. There's like a week. And I don't play on this account nearly as much as my main. I'm not going to be grinding out like 20 rolls from chests or anything. I'm not that insane. So this is like the last real chance I have, and lo and behold, I think it was roll 39, we got the Jade Cutter. What's also really nice about the Jade Cutter is that it increases our damage by a very large amount, but it also increases our HP. 20% max HP is nothing to scoff at, and it, as a character, or as a unit who doesn't have any healers or support, any sort of defensive capabilities other than food and just epic skill, that's a lot. That's really useful. Having 20% HP without an opportunity cost in the form of artifacts is crazy. I was even considering, like, maybe we need to get some HP on artifacts. Maybe that could be really valuable for us. But, no, we don't need to. I suppose it's not worth talking about EM still. Because EM is still important for Animo Traveler. This just means that we're gonna have the same weapon for Geo and Animo Traveler, and Electro, and Dendro. I'm probably not gonna swap off this weapon, because Traveler is going to be our main DPS for the entire playthrough. So, Elemental Mastery is important because, at the very least, swirl reactions are completely based off of level and elemental mastery. They scale their like base damage off of the level and are augmented by elemental mastery and other things that are not relevant to what the hell? Okay, thank God it dropped that outside. Do we have another one? We have one more. Okay. Let's hope that she drops us a Mistgrass Pollen. So yeah, Elemental Mastery is heavily rooted in your level. I'm currently level 40 right now, which means I have level 40 swirl reactions. Elemental Mastery is a big augment to that, and that means that the base damage of the attack doesn't matter a whole lot. So things like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it, you know, very quick applications of Animo. It means that stuff like that is going to swirl a lot, which means that we need to take advantage of swirls and swirl damage, and the way to do that is to increase EM. We also get a swirl at the end of our normal attack combo, and not only is it additional damage, like that, but it also will swirl. It won't infuse anything, but we don't need it to. We don't really care too much about infusions. What we care about is the swirls. So, while I'm probably not going to end up doing a showcase like I wanted to with the instead you get the very fun process of me going around hunting Sison mages and getting a bunch of materials for our new 5-star weapon. Really cannot believe that we pulled that, but what do you do? I also, as you may have noticed, gotten the Harpastrum? Harpastum? What is it called? Harpastum. It's I don't know exactly what a Harpastum is. Maybe I should look that up. But as far as its relevance to us, hold up. Here you go. As far as its relevance to us goes, you hit it, and then you actually have an aiming mode on Traveler. It can't detonate barrels, I'm finding out now. That would have been really cinematic and awesome. It can hit things like Aeon Blight Drake's weak points. That's a funny one. Can hit a couple of weak points. It can destroy Bloaty Floaties. Did you know that Bloaty Floaty is the name of those, the little bundles of floating melon things that you need to hit with bows? That's what they're called. They are called Bloaty Floaties. You know, actually, we can get this chest. Very gently tap this. And then we swirl the pyro off of ourselves and onto the chest. Give me nothing. Look at that, not a thing. You don't even get 2 primo gems out of the early chests. It's very funny. Oh, look at that 666 crit. We are unholy. We are feeling sinful today. Alright, the Sison Mage is just up here, and she should be the last one we need. Bye-bye! Have a nice flight. And 3 Mistgrass Pollen. There you go. That puts us at 18 total, which, if we go in to ascend this, we needed 18. I also went ahead and farmed up 15 of these, of the green ones, specifically. So, when we unlock the ability to craft the blue variants, we have enough to do so. We also have the perfect amount of Treasure Hoarder insignias, which is really funny, actually. I didn't farm those. I think that us getting Jade Cutter does change the trajectory of the character. It doesn't change it too dramatically, though. For Animo Traveler, we're still going to be wanting to build a ton of EM. It just means that, especially early on, we can really utilize the value of crit stats because we have a weapon that provides us crit rate, which I think the only weapon that provides you crit that's easy to get otherwise is Harbinger of Dawn's crit damage. Other ones, yeah, they don't give you anything. This also gives you crit rate, especially when refined. I can't remember what the final value is, maybe like 30%? So it does give you crit. It does let you utilize crit, but given that we're Traveler only, Harbinger of Dawn is very hard to use. Because we somehow have to stay above 90% HP, which I've found is quite a struggle to do. Unless I am constantly using food to top myself back up, it's just easier to run around at half health. Because things don't really kill me. Typically, people will recommend you really, you shouldn't use resin on artifact domains. You should use it on ley lines when you're low adventure rank. But we only have one character. We don't need the EXP books. We don't need the Mora books, really. The Mora books will come in very handy, I think. Mora books. The Mora, we only have 18,000 or 180,000. That's a lot more than I thought. But still, it runs out quite fast. Faster than you'd think. So the Mora is still useful for us, and if I have nothing to do, nothing to farm, and I'm low on Mora, I probably am going to hit those up. But for the most part, I'm going to be running the hell out of artifact domains. Early on, it won't be that much, but as soon as we hit AR30, I want to be getting a Viridescent Venerer set as soon as physically possible. We could honestly do 2-piece Petra and 2-piece Retracing Bolide, just because shield strength is quite useful for Geo Traveler. That's probably what we're going to use Geo Traveler for a lot, is survivability. I know, especially for Ajdaha, we're gonna need to build EM on a Geo character. So retracing Bolide is going to be very useful for, you know, not dying to something like Ashtaha. We're gonna have to get creative with our artifact sets. It's gonna be far from your typical meta setup. Because we're the only character. I would not be surprised, if you see me put together some decent enough traveling doctor sets, despite them being 3-star artifacts. Just because the 20% healing when you use a burst is kind of huge when you don't have a healer. That went over the rock? Whatever, dude. Hey, check this out. We can wish. Now give me a second, Jade Cutter. Believe it or not, getting a Jade Cutter did actually put us closer to getting other weapons as well. I did spend some on Intertwined Fates. I said I was going to save them, but I really wanted to get something out of the weapon banner. At the very least, I wanted to get a Xiphos' Moonlight for EM reasons, because again, we're doing an EM episode, but not anymore. So we are closer to getting a Royal Longsword. Now that I have a Jade Cutter, that this especially doesn't matter. Like, alright, I'm just saying, don't judge me, okay? I know I have no impulse control, but I think this would be the funniest episode on Earth if I somehow got 2 5-stars. Nothing. I'm being greedy at this point. Oh, hey! It's a cool steel that we don't need? Yeah, we have an R5 cool steel. That is now a trash drop from Gacha. Still, I do appreciate them dropping me a sword, because Traveler Only is like a really weird, perverted variant of Sword Only. I'll tell you, it's a really weird experience. I'm like living vicariously through my own alt account. So, on my main, I don't really talk about my main, I played a lot of Kuching. Currently I don't play her as much, but she's still a main DPS on one of my teams. And I have wanted Jade Cutter on a rerun for so long, but I can't get her. I can't get her a Jade Cutter because I'm currently saving a ton of rolls for a different character that'll be coming in probably 3.3. And so while there is both a Jade Cutter and a really good Shinobu weapon on the banner right now, I can't roll on the weapon banner because I need to save it for a C0R1 on a 5-star. Can we reach him from up here? We can. Loser. But yeah, for many years, I have... Years? It's actually probably at least one. I have wanted a Primordial Jade Cutter on Kuching because she was my main for AR like 8 to like 53, probably. She was the main character on my account for a very long time, and I always wanted to get a 5-star weapon for her. I actually don't have a 5-star weapon that I can use on my main account still. That's sad. It's very sad to think about. So getting a 5-star weapon that is not only very good, but is also the one that I wanted on my main account for 12 gajillion years. It's a weird sort of satisfaction. It's like watching your kid at the soccer game when, you know, as a child you wanted very much to go into sports and be fulfilled by doing well in sports, but you never could because your parents didn't support your goals. And so you're there, you're watching your kid, and you're supporting him, and he's living the life you never had. I'd say that's exactly how having a Primordial Jade Cutter on a Traveler-only account feels. So now, especially that I'm trying out live commentary, did mostly script writing, post commentary stuff in the last episode. This episode, I'm trying out live commentary. It's a lot easier to talk about things that I'm actually interested in, And I feel like the jokes that I was throwing out there during the cutscene segments last time, I think one or two of them were okay, but largely they were pretty cringy, um, and I'm not really interested in commentating the story segments of Genshin Impact again. So I'm finding like it's just a lot more relaxing to talk about things that are actually pertinent to the account here. And not talk about whether or not Venti is a fashionable twink or not. So I think I might, even if I go back to a script writing format, I think I'm probably gonna stay away from cutscene stuff because I would just rather these videos be about the character and about the goals and progression of the account. Like, I'm kind of kicking myself for not recording me getting the Iron Sting at this point. Because I think it's probably a lot more interesting to talk about the Iron Sting and EM and stuff like that rather than have me sit through Diluc calling Venti names. Like, everyone has seen that already, you know? And I don't think anyone would come to the videos to see my second reaction to those things. Because again, I've played the game before. And so have you, I'd imagine. And we're done with our dailies. Got that set up. Flames of Adventure rank rewards. I wonder how close we are to level 20. Not that close. All things considered. Turn that in. 500 Adventure EXP. Yeah, we're now 500 away. Would this get us there? 250 for Wild Escape. Probably 250 for the next part. Tell you what, I'm gonna go do this stretch of the Archon quest. And I'll come back for you guys, okay? I won't leave you, don't worry. I'm not your mom. And I'm not gonna forget you in the shopping cart at the supermarket. Especially not if I see Tony in the water aisle. Water aisle? No, we're doing that again. we're another take. Water aisle in the water aisle? We're not keeping that one in. I gotta do that joke again. What the Alright, I'm back, and we did 2 quests, which was enough to hit AR 20. Including the Diluc domain, the one where you dress up as a Fatui. There's nothing there that requires any finagling. I just got through it pretty straightforward, so we're done with that, and apparently we unlocked the in-battle system, that's nice. But we unlocked a couple other things too. Most notably, the battle pass is unlocked now. Okay, I'm gonna skip this. Now, let's claim this. Sojourner's Feather. And we have some rolls we can spend now. Before we do that, let's go and grab a free Barbara, yeah? Is that a part of the Archon quest? You need to complete the Archon quest for Barbara? Alright, I'll come back when I figure this out. Alright, so that didn't take long. I ended up looking around Mondstadt, and I had to Google it. It appears that a long shot is the final quest in the Mondstadt Archon quest. The final, meaning the fight with Dvalin takes place. You know, something I'm noticing here, at least in Mondstadt, things still aren't getting much higher than level 20. Maybe in Leah, things will be level 40-ish, but upping the world level by hitting AR 20 really hasn't even done much to enemy health values. At least not from where I'm standing. So that's something nice to note. The game actually didn't get that much harder. Alright, let's step back, everyone. Make sure you tell Dvalin when he shows up that I'm very sorry for the United States government comment. I had no idea that they were actually the ones manipulating him all along. I couldn't have known. I'm just gonna be quiet.
君か。今さら話すことはない。
そうかい。僕の見間違いだったのかな。君の目はこの曲を懐かしんでいるように見えるよ。
そいつに騙されるな。哀れな竜よ。そいつはそなたを捨てた。ほら、今もまたそなたのことを騙しに来た。
バルバトス。
憎み憤るといい。そなたはモンドを敵にしてしまった。もう戻れぬ。
そいつらは君と共に我を殺しに来たのか。
違う。
この竜は真の主に仕えるべきだ。そなたたちはここで自分の無力さを嘆くがいい。
トワリン。バル、ウェンティ殿、自分の身を守ってください。
You know, it's interesting. In every world I have traveled to, the US government seems to take a different appearance. In this one, though, they appear to have chosen the form of Muppets. It's quite perplexing.
殿下、あなた様のしもべはまた勝利を勝ち取りました。あなた様の国がこの世に再び降臨するとき、我々はその栄光を手に。
You know, it sure would suck if it turns out that by the end of this, my brother has, in my absence, become the president of the United States. That would put a damper on my mood. Hey, guess what we got? We got a constellation for Anima Traveler. Look at that. There you go. Stormterror's lair is now discovered. So, there's something else we can do now. Now that we have free reign to explore Stormterror's lair, we also probably have the stamina to fly off to the east of Starsnatch Cliff there. So, I'm thinking we do another Oculi montage, yeah? Let's do it. Number 1. Number 2. 3. 4. 5. Number, I had lost count. 7. 8. 10. 10 for real. 10 the third. And 12. There you are. Max level. There is still the Animoculi off to the east. I said I was gonna get it, I haven't yet. Currently I'm processing some ingredients to make stamina food. I might just end up doing it off camera, because it doesn't really matter. We have maxed it out. That's what's important. We also got 10 out of 10 for this. Alright, so we've gotten to the end of all of that, and we're finally ready to fight Storm Terror. I don't see any point in dallying. Let's, get this done. Kick his butt. It might be hard. We don't have any elements to react with. I could go grab Geo, but I'm gonna be honest, I think we got this. Sorry, Venti. It's
一つ
traveler
だけ
only.
言っておく。
So,
ドワリンの牙と爪はかなり鋭い。数百年手入れされていなくても危険だから注意して。
let's get this bread, gamers. Oh my god, you break his shield so fast. Holy
首の汚
crap.
れた血の塊だよ。
Is this even... Okay, it's not we're not doing that much damage. But like, oh my goodness. This might be a bit easy. He's probably gonna push us to the other bridge.
今僕がつけたんだ。
おい。
まあとにかく雰囲気を使って足場のひびを回避しよう。ひびから湧いてくるエネルギーがとても熱いから気をつけてね。 チャンスだ。狙いは首の汚れた血の塊だよ。
Oh my god, that worked. We barely even got up there. Oh, I can't believe that worked. Alright. Bye-bye, Dvalin. Well, that was not nearly as bad as I was thinking it might be. I think Jade Cutter might have been the culprit for that, but I guess we won't ever be sure. Thanks for watching the video. Before you go, if you care to listen, I have some housekeeping to go over. This video was starting to get really long, so I cut out a good amount of things. Just in the interest of time, I did get a free roll off of Barbara and spent any leftover rolls you might have thought I had throughout. Nothing came of them, not even a 4-star. Other than that, I did want to mention that going forward, Primo Gems will probably be saved for the next banner. Because, as it is, we can't really get a useful 5-star for my purposes other than one I can think of. I over-exaggerated when I said we wouldn't use anything other than Jade Cutter. Iron Sting will probably still be really useful depending on the content, and as far as the other 5-star option goes, you might be surprised to hear that I think I'm going to be going for Summit Shaper whenever it's around next. The shield strength that it provides could potentially make or break late game Age to Hawk kills, and that's probably the boss I'm the most worried about. Having a Jade Cutter does make weapon itemization a lot easier to optimize, so I think we'll end up doing a lot more goofy artifact sets to try and min-max than we might have before with all the resin we'll save. Lastly, I forgot to change my name for this video because I was just scrambling so much with getting a Jade Cutter out of nowhere. Leave a comment below. I'll be picking a new Traveler name for the next episode. You might have noticed I had changed it to Lamine. That was just in preparation to change it to something else. So next episode, for sure. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed the live commentary. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you like best between this and episode 1. Until next time, take care. I love you very much. And as always, stay sweet, sugar bugs.